I love a good titanium wristwatch, especially one at this price point. Welcome back to the channel for Right Time Watches here in Denver, Colorado. I am very excited about doing today's video. We're looking at a ridiculously cool wristwatch from an amazing brand with a great legacy. This beautiful Hamilton Khaki all titanium is truly an incredible wristwatch, especially when you consider the price tag. But before we dig into all of that, we'll invite you to subscribe to the channel. The larger of the two models has a 42mm diameter with a 51.6mm lug-to-lug distance. It's 11.6mm thick and powered by the Hamilton H10 automatic movement. The smaller of the two has a 38mm diameter with a 45.4mm lug-to-lug distance. It maintains the 11.6mm of thickness and the same Hamilton H10 automatic. For maybe a couple of years now, we've seen different varieties of the Hamilton Khaki Field in titanium, but this one is my personal favorite of the bunch because I'm a huge bracelet wearer on my watches. I generally prefer the metal bracelet over the strap because of durability and comfort concerns, at least for my own wrist. So to see Hamilton put these on the titanium bracelet, and such a quality one at that, was a huge surprise and a welcome one to me. I'm sure there are many others who feel exactly the same way, especially because one of the funnest parts of titanium is experiencing that super light metal feeling on the wrist. Having it balanced with the case and bracelet all together really heightens that experience for me. I of course also love that Hamilton gave us different size options for this timepiece. One of the biggest complaints we see one direction or the other is if a watch is either too big or too small for somebody's wrists. Hamilton addressed that concern here, as I think these two sizes pretty much cover all the varieties of wrists that we would need to see. I also really love the blue dial that they put on this series. It looks fantastic, and it has some of the same dimension and texture that we're used to seeing from the Hamilton Khaki Field lineup. Being a field watch, this dial is massively legible, which is a huge benefit to the wearer. It has a sapphire crystal, which has maybe a tiny bit of dome to it, but is generally flat. There's just the easiest bit of distortion when you get it at full sideways view. The Hamilton signed crown on the right side of the case is just a push-pull crown, but the watch does maintain 100 meters of water resistance despite that feature. I obviously spent a good amount of time talking about this bracelet already, but getting hands-on with it, you see the build quality is evident. This Hamilton signed deployment buckle is really quite nice, and of course, being milled out of solid titanium, it feels great. The signature is beautiful, and it really ties the whole watch together nicely. Whether you've got a smaller wrist or a larger one, we've got great options for these watches. You can see they did a really nice job of keeping the dial and case dimensions pretty much the same on either one, so both are good looking and both will be a great option. As I mentioned previously, inside these watches is the Hamilton H10 automatic movement. This is a variation of the ETA Powermatic 80 automatic movement. This is a fantastic movement, especially when you consider the price point you're able to get it at. It has a true 80-hour power reserve, maybe even a little bit more in practicality, and is quite reliable and accurate. The lume on these watches is not the most substantial, but it is going to get the job done. The hands are easily visible, the numerals maybe not so much, but you are still going to be able to tell the time. On my large 8-inch wrist, this 42mm version obviously feels right at home and would be the better fit for someone like me. It's very comfortable, as I mentioned before. This bracelet and case combination feels incredible. I'm a big titanium fan. I know some find the lightness off-putting, but if you've never tried it, I highly recommend that you do. If you've got a smaller wrist, this 38mm version will perform great. It's quite comfortable on my wrist also, and if you just have a preference towards smaller, you can't go wrong with this model either. In my opinion, one of the best reasons for buying a Hamilton is that you get a well-regarded brand name with a great history that makes quality wristwatches at an accessible price point. That's kind of a mouthful, and it's a lot, but that's what Hamilton stands for and continues to do, especially with these models being under $1,200 US. This watch is amazing. I truly don't have any complaints here. Having a full titanium wristwatch at this price point is unheard of, and I really appreciate that from Hamilton. If you'd like to purchase this watch or any of our others, please visit us online at righttime.com or give us a call. We're always happy to help. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next time at Right Time.